Good morning, everybody. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful weather and Irish Sunday morning with no rain, which is very unique. I put together a small video for your benefit and I'd like you to take a look at it and hopefully it'll add some value. It's about the connection between scaling up a business in the construction sector and starting up a business in the construction sector, and the values and the importance of strategy and the steps necessary to grow the business with intent. I was with an ex-colleague of mine at the weekend, and we spoke in general about the whole subject, and he wants me to help him with his business that he's moving to this country from having spent many years internationally at the highest end of the market. So take a look at this video and look at the steps that will help you, I hope. In some way, it's a thought provoker if nothing else. I provide a mentor service which will be the basis of what's in the video. I hope that this will add some value. Enjoy, and happy Sunday morning again.
Hey there, and welcome. Now, if you're in the skilled trades or you run a construction business, chances are you are absolutely fantastic at your craft. But there's this common trap that so many people fall into. You're incredibly busy, you're working harder than ever, but it just doesn't feel like you're actually building something that's gonna last. So today, we are going to lay out a roadmap to get you from that reactive chaos to building with real intent. All right, let's just get right to it with probably the single most important question you can ask yourself. Are you really running a business? An asset that actually works for you? Or have you maybe accidentally created a super high-stress, high-stakes job for yourself where you're the most important and most overworked employee? Seriously, the answer to that question changes everything. So to figure that out, we've got to put your business to the test. And look, this isn't about judging you. It's just about getting crystal clear on where you're at. Think of these next couple of questions as a mirror, They're designed to pull you out of the day-to-day doing mode and get you into that owner mindset. Okay, first up, the classic bus test. And I want you to really think about this. If starting tomorrow, a bus lightly nudged you onto a beach in Mexico for a month, no phone, no email, what would happen? Would the business keep humming along? Would sales still close? Or would you come back to a complete dumpster fire of angry clients and zero cash flow? See, a business survives without you. A job, not so much. And here's the other big one. When a new lead calls, what's your filter for saying no? If your honest answer is something like, we take pretty much any job that pays, well, then you don't have a strategy. You just have a reaction. It means the market is totally in control of your business instead of the other way around. Now look, if those questions made you squirm a little bit, hey, you are in good company. This is the classic story of the accidental entrepreneur. You were great at your trade, you went out on your own, and before you knew it, you were just stuck in this reactive loop, constantly busy, but never really getting ahead. You're confusing activity with actual progress. So how in the world do we break out of that cycle? Well, it all starts with a major mental shift. We have to completely reframe what planning even means. Most people hear 5-year plan, and they think it's about staring into some crystal ball, trying to predict the future, which, let's be honest, feels kind of pointless. But that's not what this is about at all. And this right here is the whole key. Planning isn't about fortune telling. It is a tool for right now. A good plan gives you the clarity and, frankly, the guts to say no to the wrong projects tomorrow so that you have the time and energy for the right ones when they come along. It's just a filter for making better decisions. What's so powerful about this is you can actually see the transformation. Over on the left, that's the high-stress job, right? Taking any work, marketing only when things get quiet, owner does everything. But look at the right. That's a real business. You're taking on ideal jobs. Marketing is a constant heartbeat. Growth is planned for. And the owner shifts from being the head doer to the chief designer. So let's just boil it all down to this one crucial idea. Planning is control. It's not about guessing games. It's about building a decision-making framework for your business so that every single choice you make, day in and day out, is intentional and actually moves you forward. Okay, so how do we actually build this thing? Well, the very first step in creating your map is to lay the foundation. Because before you can figure out where you're going, you have to get really clear on who you are and what you're even trying to build in the first place. And that starts with defining your core offering. You know that phrase, we do a bit of everything? It might sound like you're being flexible, but in reality, it is the absolute root of chaos. It means you don't have a specialty, you don't have an ideal client, and there's no way to build efficient, repeatable systems. So here's a super powerful, practical exercise you can do like right now. Just list out every type of job you've done in the last 2 years. Then, take a green pen and circle the jobs that were the most profitable. After that, take a blue pen and circle the jobs that were the least stressful. Now look for the overlap. The stuff circled in both green and blue, that's your sweet spot. That's your core offering. And this, right here, leads to what is very often the single biggest aha moment for business owners. The most powerful decision you can make isn't about what new things you're going to start doing. It's deciding what you are going to stop doing. Saying no is what protects your profit, your time, and your sanity. So, once you know what you do best, the next question is who you do it for. We've got to get away from this idea that our ideal client is anyone with a checkbook. We need a detailed profile. Are they homeowners or developers? Do they respect your expertise? Are their budgets realistic? Do they pay on time? Knowing this stuff lets you aim all your marketing right at the bullseye. Okay, foundations in place. Now it's time to design the engine of your business. This is where we stop talking about strategy in the abstract and we start connecting it to the hard financial reality. We're going to turn all that good intent into actual numbers. Because here's the tough pill to swallow that this part usually reveals. For so many people who are busy but stuck, they realize their business is structurally under-margined. It means you could work 100 hours a week and still not be profitable, because the way you price your jobs is fundamentally broken from the start. So to fix this, we use this awesome technique called backwards planning. Instead of just doing the work all year and hoping there's some profit left at the end, we start with the profit target, and then we engineer the entire business to hit that number. And the process is just pure logic. You start with what you personally need to take home. From there, you add in your company profit and overhead. That tells you your required gross margin, which then gives you a real, tangible revenue target. And then, the magic moment, you can see exactly how many of your ideal projects you need to land to make the whole thing work. All the guesswork is just gone. Now, this is all great, but let's be real, a plan on a piece of paper is totally useless if it doesn't change what you do. So the final, and honestly the most critical part of all of this, is bridging that gap between your shiny new strategy and what you actually do on Monday morning. I mean, that's the real question, isn't it? We can feel super motivated watching something like this, but how do we stop it from just being inspiration theater? How do we make sure real, actual change happens when the alarm goes off on Monday? The answer is a simple, concrete 90-day plan. You don't try to boil the ocean. You just define a handful of very specific, high-impact moves. Things like, name 3 ideal clients you're going to approach. Make 1 specific tweak to your pricing. Officially say no to 1 type of job. And implement just 1 new system. This is how you make the big strategy feel small and real. And at the end of the day, that's really what this is all about. Trying to build a business without a strategy is like hopping in the car for a road trip with no destination in mind. Yeah, you'll definitely be moving and you'll for sure be burning gas, but you'll have absolutely no idea which turn to take at the next intersection. This roadmap, this is your destination, and it's what lets you make those smart, intentional turns every single day.